Hello, this is Chris and Jakub from PageTrue, and today we are going to help you decide which cross-platform framework to use, React Native or Flutter. So in this video, we're going to present you some insights that are based mainly on our work with SMBs and scale-ups from UK and US. So we are working with this type of customers and we know their needs and objectives the best. So in the menu for today, we have the trends part. So I'm going to handle that. We have technical review with Jakub. Jakub is our CTO. And then we have short decision guide and conclusions. Okay, let's go with the trends. So why we're speaking about the trends? Because when you're implementing new technology in the company, you need to think long term, because the project that you're building, you're not building just for a month, because you're SMB or scale up, you're building for years. So it's very important to pick something that is stable, good for present, and also good for the future. Okay, so the first trend is cross-platform trend. So when to go cross-platform and when to go native. So in our experience, SMB needs are fulfilled fully with cross-platform with around 90% of scenarios. So the benefits are obvious. You can check the details in our articles about that, but mainly it's because you have just one development team and you can cut the development cost and time. So closed platform is obvious choice. And this trend is also confirmed by many companies. And if you go to top shopping apps on Google App Store, you can see that around 25% of them are built with React Native, and you have part built in Flutter. So platform is a valid trend. Mm-hmm. Jakub, I mentioned that there's 90% chances that closed platform is good for SMBs and scale up. When where is the 10% when it's not good?
Yeah, so if you consider like performance as a critical thing for your business, I would rather recommend going with a native solution. Same for some smooth advanced animations, games, and things like that, or device specific functionalities. If you work on specific hardware, then also go for native.
Okay, cool, great. The next trend is React Native versus Flutter. So when you can open Google Trends and, for example, you can select US and both technologies, React Native and Flutter, you can see that there's a lot of interest for both technologies, and you can see that both are popular. You can notice that Flutter is a bit more trending. There is a bit more popularity in terms of search in Google for Flutter, but it's very small. It's like 5 or 10% more. The next source you can check is the last year Stack Overflow survey, and you can see that React Native has 9% popularity in terms of survey respondents, and Flutter has 9.4. So as you can see, it's very similar. They're going head to head. If you go to job boards, for example, if you go to Indeed, you can select US market and you type Flutter and React Native, the situation is changing. You can see that for Flutter you have around 100 job postings, and for React Native you have 700. So as you can see, the difference is big. So the conclusion: both technologies are trending. You can see it in Stack Overflow, you can see it Google Trends. But for us, React Native is winning because of bigger talent pool and bigger amount of companies working with React Native and looking for React Native developers. Jakub, what do you think? Why there's such a big difference on job board and on Google Trends?
Yeah, so I think that Flutter is more popular around the developers. So they are looking for some things on the internet, and also they are filling those surveys. So they are like a big part of those numbers. Yes. And we don't see that in the business, in the job boards. because business prefers some solid battle-tested solutions, and React Native is the one. As you mentioned, if you want to find a talented person, it's much easier to find it for React Native. I can say the same thing with Flutter because I don't see too many job offers with higher positions.
Yes, I think React Native devs are working on the projects, are not filling the survey, and that's why there is
Maybe, yeah.
less
That's
of
why
them on the stack.
they don't have time for such things. Yeah.
Yes, they're on the projects. Okay, the next trend, very important nowadays, is AI trend. So as you know, React ecosystem is very huge. So you have a lot of public data on the web. So you have public repositories, articles, resources, guides how to build specific stuff, and AI models can learn from this data. So they have more data about React Native than they have on Flutter, and that's why React Native is winning thanks to this trend, because those AI code generation tools can use it. Jakub, what do you think about this trend? And what's your favorite tool for code generation and help with working in the projects?
Yeah, so I think that you're right. The more knowledge you have in the internet, in the GitHub repositories, etc., it's better because there's a higher chance that you will get the better response from a prompt when you use some chatbots or something like that. And about the AI tool, currently I'm trying out the cursor, and I really like it actually. The thing that I didn't see in any other tool is like the possibility to add like specific files or specific directories to the context.
Yes.
And I can do prompts based on specific context without need to like copy pasting the code into some chat GPT or something like that. So yeah, it's a very
Great.
valuable tool.
Yes, I see it's becoming very, very popular right now.
Yeah.
Great. So we're after trends, and let's go with technical part. Jakub, please take it over.
Yeah, so I will start with under the hood, how those languages feels like. And I just want to point out the most important things from my perspective. First is the learning curve. Dart seems to be simpler because it's more strictly bounded with Flutter. And in terms of JS, it's often paired with web technologies, and it may be a little confusing for beginners or people who don't have any experience with that to know which API is for browser, which way API is related to framework, etc. And it's harder to learn those things. The second thing is type safety. Both solutions allow us to write type safety code. For JavaScript, it's just adding a TypeScript. For Flutter, for Dart, it's built-in. And the last part is the flexibility. For me, JS is more flexible in these terms because it's used commonly in many frameworks like React, Angular, Node, etc. So if you have a JavaScript, you can build anything. When Dart is mostly used with Flutter, at least for now.
Yes.
The next part is ecosystem. So about like ecosystem, I will start from community. React Native has much bigger community. So what it means, it's much easier to find the developers, to find the replacement, or to find a specialist or a team that will just provide you with the coding part of your application. In terms of libraries, they both have their own package managers, but thanks to the time on the market, React Native has an advantage and it has much more packages which you can choose from. And the thing that is different is the Flutter has an AI solution that can help you with building no-code solutions. It's called Flutterflow, where you can visually build your application. And the no-code solutions means even faster time to market and easier. The downside of this is that the code won't be perfect, but for some kind of POCs or something like that, it should be enough. In terms of development velocity, starting the project is very easy for both technologies. For React Native, we have a tool called Expo, which helps very much with starting the project. You can just run a few commands and the project is ready to go. It also gives you some basic functionalities like access to camera, splash screen, deep links, and some more complex functionalities, but very often used in all of the applications out of the box, and you can just easily use them in your application. For Flutter, it's also easy to build, but you just need to follow up a few steps. There's also a lot of starters for both solutions on the internet, where you can just go with predefined boilerplate for your application, which you just download and use as your starter. And there's one difference between two of them. It's within the rendering method. Flutter is built from widgets, and those widgets looks very similar on both platforms. And React Native use their own system for rendering components, and they look more like a native elements. So if you want a pixel perfect solution, that's something that you may consider. And in terms of publication of to the store, they are both following the same steps, so it's very easy and fast to publish your applications, unless you will be rejected by any of the stores. But that's something not related to specific framework. And yeah, my verdict is React Native, mostly because of the bigger community, and bigger community means less problems with almost everything. Finding a solution, finding a replacement. So yeah. Thank you.
Great. So the next part is decision guide. So the first scenario, you're a startup and you want to build a POC and you don't have the development team. Then I would suggest you to go and use some no-code or low-code solutions. And as Jakub mentioned, there is a Flutter flow. So my verdict for startup POC is to use Flutter and Flutter Flow, because you can go to market very quickly and cheaply and very easily. And if you have just if you're just one person team, it's very easy for you. If you're a startup and you want to build something bigger and you're sure that you're going to have the product market fit, then please and use React Native and Expo, because probably you're going to add the web version in the future, and you want to have the same team interacting quickly and release new features on multiple platforms. So yeah, React Native and Expo is winning. If you are SMB or scale up, you probably have a dev team. So they probably also, there's a bigger chance that they know React already, because maybe you have some web projects or they know JavaScript. So it's much more possible that they are familiar with those technologies than Dart and Flutter. So also React Native is a good option, especially with Expo, because Expo is making very easy for web developers to start using and building mobile projects. Okay, so our verdict is React Native. That's it. So the final conclusions. So as you can see, both frameworks are great. Both frameworks are solidly baked by great companies. So you have Meta, Shopify, Microsoft, working with React Native, and you have Alphabet and Meta, and Google working on Flutter. So they're solid technologies, but our recommendation for SMBs and scale-ups is to use React Native because of the people, because of the great ecosystem, because of hiring of the talent pool, and also for the possibility to have just one developer working on multiple platforms at the same time. So you don't have any knowledge silos, because one dev can use all of the benefits of the modern technologies and deliver quickly future-proof solution. That's it for today. I hope this is useful, and see you next time. Thanks, Jakub.
See ya. Bye.